Welcome to the Occupational Safety Leadership Podcast, episode number 115. In today's episode, we're going to talk about chemicals that are skin sensitizers. Um, so I got to thinking about this topic a couple days ago. We were out with a couple of different families and friends, and a lot of people were talking about how because it's dry in the wintertime and all that, how they have such sensitive skins, and they kind of wandered into other things like, oh, I realize that when I use certain products, my skin seems to be more chapped, like dot dot dot, which then kind of we started to talk about uh, chemicals that are skin sensitizers. So let's just dive right in. Oh, this is not a 100% list of everything. This is just kind of, as I'm just kind of thinking about it, and when you think about the different chemicals and industries out there, some of this stuff is found in your everyday personal stuff. So it's things that we actually buy, we put on us, the perfumes and hair dyes and all that stuff then, only to find out later on that this just wasn't really good for us then. Um, so let's just dive right on in then. Uh, so let's just go over just a little bit of a definition, and this is kind of a definition I pieced together from a few since I really didn't find like a one size fits all, but this one seems to be pretty darn good. So let's just say a skin sensitizer are um, substances that can cause a allergic reaction when they come in contact with the skin. So you can have things like contact dermatitis. Of course, this then that results in a redness, itching, swelling. Um, and I was struggling with other symptoms then because I have heard where other people say they have some other symptoms, but I really couldn't find a good one on that. But when we think about it, um, we have contact dermatitis because the contact is with the chemical. It's not going to cause a redness, itching, or swelling. So let's just kind of cover a couple common examples out there. The first one that we can all think of are plants, poison ivy, poison oak, poison sumac, and all that kind of stuff. Then, so I actually do not get poison ivy and poison oak and all that. And the one time I did get it, I had a very big cut on my finger. So that really helped to kind of get it into that cut. It was gone in a couple of hours. But at that point in time, I knew what poison ivy felt like. I know a lot of people who really suffer from this and make a trip down for the special shot injection every spring as they're cleaning out their plants and getting ready for the summertime. Switch gears some and look at industrial chemicals. So when we think about the industrial chemicals, we have the different epoxies and resins. We can think about certain solvents out there, and a lot of times it's going to be part of like plastics that we're going to find out there then. So that's like the real obvious ones when we think about industrial chemicals then. Uh, and I broke it down a little bit farther on into things that have rubber in them. When we think about gloves, shoes, elastic bands, those types of things, that rubber itself can cause allergic reactions. Um, let's look at the different metals out there. So some of the metals that jump out: nickel, cobalt, chromium, all that kind of stuff. Then can cause contact dermatitis. And the one thing that I probably did not do a good job in talking about is in all of these that we're talking about, there's not going to be a one size fits all. So human beings have a lot of that variability in skin, and of course, obviously, diet, nutrition, and all the rest of the stuff. Then it all plays a role in it. So I wish that I could tell you that it's a one size fits all. You can literally not have an allergy to any of these. You can literally have an allergy to one class only, to all the different classes. So there's not really a good answer about a one size fits all. I would say that at all times you do not come in contact with these because we do know that the body can change over time too. I have a cousin who never got poison ivy until he was probably in his late 30s to 40s, and now he gets a really bad case every spring. So his body has changed over time, and now he can get that. So there's not going to be a one size fits all then. So the next class that we look at are going to be things like preservatives. You can find those in things like cosmetic and personal care things and all that. But we also know that there's a lot of um, like preservatives out there, things like formaldehyde releasing compounds, that kind of stuff then. And formaldehyde is one of those ones that's a skin sensitizer out there. And finally, when we look at our last class, the things like fragrances and hair dyes, so this is something that you typically don't find in your industrial setting, but that also doesn't mean that all of us have probably walked by somebody and the perfume or cologne was way too strong. So that doesn't mean that even though that you're sensitive to it, that you're maybe not picking it up from others around you at the same time then. So that is it for episode number 115, nice and short and sweet. And today we talked about chemicals that are skin sensitizers. So thank you for joining me today. My name is Dr. David Ayers. Thank you and have a safe day.